I'm not always confident, especially when I'm doing something that I'm not really used to, or like looking at the camera. But I'm aware that with constant practice, it will get better with time. I know that this is just a phase. In order to gain confidence, you need to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. You need to keep practicing, then the feelings would follow. It doesn't matter if you're going to fail or people are going to judge or laugh at you. What matters is the fact that you are making progress. A child doesn't know anything about insecurities, but as the child grows, certain experiences makes up the child's beliefs. Most times, insecurity stems from people's opinion about you and maybe like your thoughts, your environment. Sometimes it could be that your parents didn't tell you how amazing you are just for being alive. Or maybe you had teachers who would play favorites in the classroom. Or you had friends who would belittle you and tell you, like, capitalize more on your flaws. Or you've been in relationships where your significant other used to put you down. Like, so many things contribute to insecurities. During my early teens, I think I was about 12 or 14 years. I had this group of classmates that would laugh at me. They would tell me that my lips were too big, or my face was too my face looked too oval. And so, like, it actually got to me, because at the point I started drifting away from I started keeping distance. Like, I started moving away from participating with other girls. I just wanted to be alone because I was scared that people would judge me, or maybe they would notice my insecurities. So I remember one day I was overwhelmed, and I ran to my mom with tears in my eye, and I was like, "Mom, do you think I'm ugly?" You think that she was like, "Oh no, I don't think." My mom had a good laugh before she drew me close to herself, and then she was like, "I can never call my child ugly. I don't think you're ugly, and God created you, and this is just who you are. God, you are created beautifully and wonderfully made by God, and so you have nothing to worry about. You are perfect. You are okay." But that didn't do anything for me. I still felt insecure. Like, I just felt that she was just being nice to me, and of course she's my mother, so she probably tried to pacify me. And so, like, every day, going to school every day was a torture, because they would talk about my lips, they would talk about my thighs, and like, when in your early teens, your body goes through changes you're not quite prepared for. So, like, when people say things to you, it sticks like faster. Like, you are worried about how people view you or what people say. And so I started feeling like something was actually wrong with me. After some time, I decided to start doing things to improve my looks. I would make hairstyles that would make my face not to look too oval, and like, or maybe to hide my lips. I did a lot of crazy stuff. So one day, I don't know, I looked at the mirror, and then I thought to myself, like, why do I think I'm ugly? Like, why do I think something is wrong with me? And with every reason, I kept saying, because they said, because people said. And then, I was like, all the reasons I have is based on what people have said. So, like, what's my own view? And that takes us to the next tip. Self-reflection. You need to reflect on the root cause of your insecurities. What have you been telling yourself? What's your story? Why do you feel like you're not enough? Is it because of what people have said? Is it the experiences you've had? These are things you have to think about, because most times the reason you are insecure is not exactly as it is. It's just based on people's projection of like themselves or what they've always known. So it's very important to evaluate your reasons for being insecure. I want you to do something for me. Think about the last time you were confident. How did it feel like? It could happen like 10, 15 years from now. It doesn't matter. Now ask yourself, what happened? What changed? You probably had a deep emotional experience that changed your beliefs about yourself. Now I want you to reassess that thing that happened and remember how it made you feel. Sometimes when things happen to us, we just go along with it. We don't process the emotions that comes with it. So what were your beliefs as at then? Look back at it now and then form a better reassessment of that situation. You most likely realize that you've been carrying a conclusion or a belief of yourself that is not really true. Your mind is a fertile soil and your thoughts are seeds. So I want you to be very careful with what you sow in your mind. Start sowing thoughts of positivity. Stop criticizing yourself. Talk to yourself the way you talk to someone you love. Can you tell your best friend you are very stupid? Like, you won't, of course it will not be okay. So why is it easy for you to talk to yourself in that manner, if not worse? Start speaking positivity into your life. Start saying positive self-talks like, I am beautiful, I can achieve anything I set my mind on, I am successful. Keep saying things like that. With time, your brain takes notice of all those things and then you start acting towards that affirmation. It's very important for you to surround yourself with supportive people. The people you spend time with influences the way you see yourself. So if you hang out with friends that constantly criticize and judge others, you will find yourself doing the same thing like to yourself. So be mindful of the friends you keep, the relationships you expose yourself to. And instead of trying to know if people like you, how about you get to know the person and then make conclusions as to if you like the person or not. Also, if you feel left out in a group or you feel like you don't fit in, go where you belong. Eventually, you're going to find people that are like you. Another step is to set boundaries. Learn to say no to things you are not comfortable with. When you set clear boundaries, you're going to feel more in control of your life and you begin to trust your interactions and decisions. It reinforces the notion that you deserve respect, care, and consideration. You will trust your judgments and you begin to feel more secure in your choices. Another step is to let go of the need to be perfect. Every day we see things that reminds or gives us reasons as to why we shouldn't feel secure in ourselves, ranging from the magazines to the media to literally everything we see reminds us or tells us to do something extra just so we can attain that level of confidence. But the reality of it is that it will only make you realize flaws that are probably not even there, and then you always find things that are not necessary. It's very important for you to let go of the need to be perfect, to act perfect, to look perfect, or live perfect. Let go of the need to please people or to get people to validate you. It is very important for you to love yourself and everything you are not, like your imperfections, your strengths, your flaws, everything you come in. There's a difference between perfectionism and self-development. The approach or the mindset and the impact of both are different. They are related concepts, but the mindset, the impact, and the approach of perfectionism and self-development is different. Perfectionism is more like, oh, I need to get skinny right now. Like, if I'm not looking skinny in a week, then I mean something is off, something is wrong. I have to get to that point. But self-development is healthy. It sounds more like, okay, I want to be healthy and I'm going to take steps to get to that point. Of course, I'm going to have a few challenges, but it doesn't reduce my worth. That is what self-development looks like. So perfectionism is concerned with unrealistic outcomes, and it induces a fear of making mistakes. Most times, perfectionism stops you from progressing. It will make you procrastinate and not find anything good. Like, you won't know how to improve it. All you'll be concerned about is if it's perfect or not, and that's not the mindset that you should adopt. A very important step is to play. Yes, play is not only for children, and I know that in a world where everybody is trying to hustle and like put food on the table, play seems like a very purposeless activity, which it is. It doesn't have any practical or serious outcome. People just play just for the fun of it, and what we don't realize is that play benefits us in so many ways. It reduces stress, it's associated with laughter, for feel good hormones. It will help you release endorphins and dopamine, serotonin, and it will also help in your physical and mental health. So there's this saying that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, and I believe it's true. To me, the opposite of play is depression. You have to move your body. It doesn't necessarily have to be outdoor activities, although outdoor activities are my favorite my favorite way of playing. You can play games to stimulate your brain. Play also gives you an opportunity to express yourself, show your talents, your creativity and ideas. There's so many benefits associated with play. So take time out and play. Not every time you work alone. Take time out and play. I want you to know that you are worthy now, just the way you are. As we are looking at each other like this, you are worthy. You are worthy of love, respect, kindness, every good thing in life. You are enough. You are not too much. You are not too little. You are enough. And I want you to hold on to this mindset. There's this quote by Cheryl Lee Ralph. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but it resonates with me, and I feel like it's something I want to share with you. She said, "Look in the mirror and love what you see. Believe in what you see. If you can't love it, then respect it. And if you can't respect it, encourage it. If you can't encourage it, empower it. And if you can't empower it, please be kind to it." So I want you to take a moment and think about these words. And then the last thing is to give yourself time. It's okay to take a break from all the pressure and obligations. In fact, you don't have to do all these steps. You don't have to do it all at once. You can just start with what you can start with, and that's fine. Okay? So I hope that you've been able to pick one or two lessons from everything we've discussed today. And I hope to see you in my next video. And please remember that you are capable of being confident. You have to unlearn and let go of your insecurities and embrace confidence. Bye.